All right, well, we're gonna come back at it today to make another piece of lumber out of a piece of timber. I'm gonna see if I can get two out of this log here. Two of those that we made with this jig. It's the Timber Tough cutting guide. These are some of the tools I'm going to use. Basically, this is all you really kind of need with the saw. Square, just to verify stuff might be square. Torpedo level, I'll show you, is going to come in handy. The tape measure, just to verify. And the impact, because we got to put that 2x4 on the top of this piece of lumber. So I'm going to start. There's a couple of these high spots, like right in here, with bark. We're going to grab my saw, kind of knock some of those down, because then we're going to set this 2x4 on top as a guide, and I want it to be down flat as possible. You see it runs up a little high right there. Okay, so just figure with how well that first one went right there for me, first time I ever tried, I do a little how-to video, because I had a couple people ask me that seen the first one, which I really wasn't going to make a video for, but because it went so well I decided to, like what I did. That being the case though, ask questions in the comments on these videos on YouTube. It helps, the interaction helps with the channel, believe it or not. You know, I know people texted me and called me and said, oh, that was cool how you did that. How did you do it? And I said, I'm gonna make another video, but ask the questions in the comment section, you know, to help out. But yeah, we're gonna get started. I'm gonna do some cuts to straighten this out. We got a lot of lumber to actually do some of this too, but we're gonna start with this today, try to make two, and as we get better skills, there goes the family we have. Say hi. Hi. It's a nice day, so everyone's out. We're gonna try to make all this lumber here out of something usable instead of just like firewood. So I'm gonna get started here. All right, so what I decided to try to do to get two pieces out of this, use some 3-inch drywall screws to level the 2x4, so I can try to get a cut here and here, and do it again on this side. Run it down the length. Hopefully we just rip it and then that side will fall off. Do the other side and we'll be able to do that again. We'll do that once over here and then do it again over here. Leave us enough wood to get two out of that, hopefully. We don't want to waste nothing. Say hi, Wyatt. Hi. right, so the saw blade wasn't quite long enough to make it all the way through. I'm sure you can see that little inch and a half that's left there. So I'm just gonna cut that real quick, and then we'll get the last couple pieces cut. Now that's probably the hardest cut that there is to make, because there's so much wood to go through. It takes a quite bit longer to get there, but you know, once you have that slab cut, you know, that right there, once that's cut, it's a lot easier to cut, you know, this way and this way. So yeah, we'll get this little bit cut off the end here and try to finish it up. Okay, that's that looks pretty good. I mean, you know, it's called rough cut for a reason, but you know, as far as the way the wood looks, that looks damn good. I think it's gonna be pretty nice, you know, exposed and stained once it's all said and done. So let's get to this next part, see what we can do. All right, got the guide, 2x4 guide set up across the top here so that we could take off this end piece, kind of square it straight down, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Now, one thing to take into account if you're going to do this is that whenever you're making your measurements, or whenever you're trying to get any of the cuts, there's about 3/4 of an inch extra that is gonna, from the edge of this 2x4 to the actual cut. So you can see it's right in here, edge of the 2x4 to the blade. So I wanted to get as much of this meat of this wood as possible, so I made a little rough mark right here. This is roughly where it should be. Now, if I were to put that 2x4 on that mark, you know, we cut out here and you'd see some of the bark, which wouldn't be terrible, but you know, we're just trying to get a square edge there. So just something to think about is there's a little bit, it's roughly 3/4 of an inch, give or take an eighth or so, but from here to where the actual cut will be when you're using the guide. Okay, all right, let's get this one side cut, see how she looks. This should actually go a lot quicker because there's not as much meat of the wood there. Alright, well, just as a little disclaimer here, I am not an arborist. I actually never even owned a chainsaw before until I bought this one and that one. Now, with that in mind, I'm not an expert at this at all, but I'll tell you the truth is I think it came out pretty good, and we have so much more to do with those. You know, I feel like I'm gonna probably get better and better as I keep trying, but so this isn't bad. I mean, you know, it's a solid piece of dark walnut. You know, the cut's not exactly square. That's my fault, trying to rush too much. And you could see some of the really rough spots, and then the bark that's still on there. But what I'm thinking is if I get, you know, 10, 12 pieces that kind of look like this, you know, really rough, but there's usable wood that's in there. I don't actually need, you know, this whole entire piece for anything. But, you know, I could chop this down. You know, like I could take a circular saw to it and make a 2x10, 2x8, 2x6 solid hardwood if I wanted to, or even a couple other ideas that I kind of have kicking around in the head. But you know, like I said, I mean, we're first time ever doing it. Actually, it's the second one I ever made. The first one was this, which didn't come out bad. We're going to be using that. And now this one. I mean, again, as time goes on, I'm going to be taking videos and stuff. I feel like they're going to come out better and better, but to be honest, this is a usable piece of solid hardwood lumber that we're going to use in our construction. And had I not chosen to do this, probably would have just been in a fire or got rotted away somewhere, you know. So, you know, we're going to make use of these pieces. Well, I'm going to take a video of everything. You guys will see if you're paying attention. If you stay tuned, we'll pieces from these trees will be in a building right over there. So you know, stay tuned. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, is it terrible? Did I really mess up? Is there anything that I could do better or different that somebody else may know about? Just let me know. I mean, not the worst thing I've ever done. All right.